What's up guys, it's Lord Both here with another video, and Lord of the Rings War of the Rohirrim has only been in theaters a couple weeks I think, and it already is set to head to streaming. This comes to us from Forbes. Lord of the Rings War of the Rohirrim gets digital streaming date. According to When to Stream, The Lord of the Rings War of the Rohirrim will arrive on digital streaming via premium video on demand on Friday, December 27th. In addition to Prime Video, the film will be available for PVOD on a variety of digital platforms, including Apple TV and Vudu. Here's one of the reasons the film might already be heading to streaming. According to The Numbers, Lord of the Rings War of the Rohirrim has earned a 7.3 million domestically and 8 million internationally for a worldwide box office tally of 15.3 million. The film had a production budget of 30 million before prints and advertising, so probably about double to triple that when we consider that in. So let's just say this film, not even making back its principal budget in theaters, yeah, this is a pretty hardcore flop. Rotten Tomatoes critics were divided in their reviews of Lord of the Rings War of the Rohirrim, collectively giving the film a 47% rotten rating based on 115 views. The Rotten Tomatoes critics consensus for the Lord of the Rings War of the Rohirrim reads, "The animated deep cut from the Lord of the Rings mythos has plenty of spectacle, but its cliched characters and uneven animation resemble middle of the road more than they do Middle Earth." Maybe some of the cliched characters they're talking about there is the girl boss star of this movie. Audiences gave the film an 83% fresh, based on 500 plus verified user ratings. Still, that's not a lot, just 500 plus? By the way, when you go to Rotten Tomatoes here, you see 30% when you go to actually top critics, and only 74% when you go to all audience. Now that's fairly high still, but again, out of 1,000 ratings, so the people that saw it maybe thought that this movie was really good, but then again, not a lot of people are seeing it. And I can tell you why not a lot of people are seeing it. Because people were hyped about this at first. People were spurned by the terrible Rings of Power Amazon show. And they were hoping, especially with Peter Jackson being executive producer of this, there would be a strong counterbalance to that Amazon show, and would give us the refreshing Lord of the Rings experience that we all knew. Unfortunately, we learned very quickly that we were not going to get that, because even though the movie was supposed to be around Helm Hammerhand and all that, we ended up getting a movie about his daughter, a character so unimportant to Tolkien, she didn't even get a name. And of course, what did they do with her? Well, they made her the prototypical girl boss. And at this point, it's just an outdated trope. It goes beyond even, wokeness factor. It's now firmly in the audience has seen this a lot already. We've seen the girl that's the key to everything. We've seen the strong girl boss who's better than all the men at everything. And even beyond the people, like I said, that didn't like this from a cultural standpoint before this, now normies and other people, they don't like this either because they're tired of seeing it. It's the one thing I think audiences are more fatigued of than superhero fatigue. By the way, that's also why when you get girl boss superhero movies, they end up like the Marvels. God, what a brilliant idea that film was. Why don't we take two tropes that people are tired of seeing and put them into one movie? How will that do? Yeah, but this film, it was already niche, being an animated film. Actual fans of the series were hyped for it. Then they learned what it was actually about. The hype died immediately. And so you ended up with a project that appealed to nobody, essentially. And it made that kind of money. The money of a movie that appeals to nobody. Which is why people didn't go see it. But those are just my thoughts on all this. If you have your own thoughts, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you liked this video, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, I appreciate you watching all of it. And we'll talk to you again later.